Sourdough Knits podcast. My name is Olga and I'm coming to you from Toronto, Canada. This is a podcast about knitting and sometimes sourdough, not this time. Well, not recently, I guess. It's been kind of hectic, so I didn't have a chance to really film or kind of like think through some sourdough stuff. I've been just making some bread just to kind of have something to eat. But hopefully in the near future, I'll have more time for that and I'll be able to share more with you from that. But I have quite a bit of knitting, even though I don't feel like I've been knitting much. I managed to accumulate a few projects that I can talk about. So yeah, if you're here for the knitting, let's just get into it. So the first project I'd like to talk about is the mittens for my son. It's his birthday next week. He's gonna be 5 years old and he asked me to make him some mittens. So I talked about last time, I was using this Elenka yarn that I got from a thrift store, and it's basically kind of like loppy, like the thicker bulky weight loppy, one non-plied, one strand. But it's from Canada, it's made in Canada, in Manitoba. But I did some research and apparently the mill that was making this yarn closed somewhere in the mid-80s. So it is a vintage yarn, and I think it's really cool because I was born in 1986, so I'm assuming the mill closed around that time. So the yarn is almost as old as me. So yeah, I'm really happy. Like, I'm kind of thinking like what this yarn has been through, the places it's been through, the people, like all this time. I mean, even if it was lying in somebody's closet, still like everything that's happening around, it's like so much history. I know 35 years is not that much time, but still it's like all my life, so it's pretty cool. So I'm really happy I happened to get that yarn. So yeah, so I was making mittens for my son from that, and yeah, I'm really hoping that I'll be able to, like, once he grows out of it, that he won't lose them, because I end up putting lots of effort into them. I'm hoping he's not gonna lose them, and then I'll be able to keep it as a memento, because I feel like there's like more story to it now, plus like he'll be wearing it, so it'll be like very valuable. So yeah, let me show you the mittens. So I finished the mittens, I have two. And then one of them I embroidered. He's really into Spiderman, so I basically embroidered like a little spider here, and I need to do it on the other one so that it'll be like that, and then he can do like psh, 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 like the Spiderman thing. He does it everywhere all the time, so I think he'll like it. He doesn't know. He knows I'm making the mittens, and I tried it on him. Sorry, so I know it fits, but he didn't see this part, so it's gonna be a surprise. He does like the color, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, the red would fit with the Spider-Man. I just kind of like suddenly had this idea and I went with it. I really like embroidering it because it's kind of like, I like cross stitch or like embroidering according to a pattern, but I don't like just in space, kind of like make it up myself. And well, here there's no really other option, so I just found the logo online and I did it. But what I did like is, after I did it, I thought like I better secure it with like just a cotton string around. So I don't know if it will focus. I hope it focuses. I just kind of like went around with just a simple cotton string is it string? You know what you put in the sewing machine. So thread, cotton thread. Just to kind of make sure that he's less likely to have it like ripped out, like the actual embroidery. And I think it ended up giving it kind of like a cool look too, so it worked out well. Now the challenge is to make more or less the same one on the other one. And then the other challenge was that I wanted to make a lining for them, because they're a little bit big on him, but he's also like, he plays with snow and stuff, and just wanted to make sure he's not gonna get cold quickly with them. So my idea was to make lining from like this old wool coat I had from a friend. I showed you last time. So I traced this mitten on a piece of paper, and then I traced it on the fabric twice, like the front and the back, and then I sew it with like a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and that is what I got. So As you can see, there's no way. I mean, look at that. There's no way he would be able to put it on. It's just ridiculous. So then I looked it up online for some like mitten patterns, and apparently often what people do is they like the thumb is like a separate part. Like the mitt is not like this one is just two parts, but there's like another part usually somewhere on the thumb, and then it's like more easier to move. There's more space for the thumb, but the patterns I found they were all for adults, and I don't know how to like convert it to his size, and either way it seemed like very complicated. So I decided instead to just knit the lining for him. So I found some DK weight yarn, and I just need the exact same pattern. So this is the Timya Knits, the simplest mitt pattern. It's a free pattern. It's very simple, like the name suggests. It's really for beginners, and it's really great. So they have the same pattern in different weights, and there's like different sizes. There's toddler, child, and then adult. There's several adult sizes as well, which is really cool. I made the child one, but I made this part shorter. It's supposed to be like 3 inches, and I made it 2 inches because when I did 3 it was too big for him. And then so this is knit, the bulky weight is knit on 5mm needles, and then this is 2 strands of fingering weight, just some leftover yarn I had, knit on 3.75mm. And what was I gonna say about that? And yeah, basically it's the exact same pattern. I knit again, and I'm just gonna turn it like this way and insert it in, and then just sew it over here to the cuff, and that's it. It'll be lined, it'll be warm. This is like a blend of wool and polyester and nylon, I think. I'm hoping he won't get too sweaty in it, but then it will be more waterproof, I think, because of that. So I think it should be fine. And he'll like it, and he'll wear it, and he will not lose it. Because if you remember last episode, I was saying how I tried last year to knit him stranded colorwork mittens, and then I felt like it's too much work, and what if he loses it? So I decided not to do it, but these turned out to be a lot of work, and I really don't want him to lose them either. So something that was supposed to be super simple ended up being, I mean, it's still simple, but I guess, I mean, it didn't take that much time either, but I just really like them now, so I want them to stay. So hopefully they stay. So that's the mittens, so they're almost done. I'm pretty sure they'll be done on time, so this present is going to be on time. Oh yeah, I probably should mention, I did finish the blue sweater, and I gave it to my friend, and she liked it. She wore it one time outside. It was really, really cold, and we wore for like about an hour outside, and she said that it's not that warm. But I think under other circumstances, it should be fine. Yeah, so it was well received. She really liked it. I think I scared her a little bit because I told her she can't wash it in this washing machine because it's mostly 100% wool and it would felt. But I told her like she can always bring it to me and I'll wash it for her if she's really scared to ruin it. Yeah, so that's with the sweater. I think I'll put some video somewhere of it blocking. I didn't have a chance to put it on myself to model it, and I don't have any footage from her either. But you can kind of get the idea from the blocked video. Then the next thing I got this beautiful book from the library. I think I was looking for something on the library website, and I put some keywords, and somehow this came up, and then I put a hold on it, I got it, and it's so beautiful. I don't know. I'll try. There'll be video somewhere of this book, of like me going through some pages of this book to show you the pictures. It's just such beautiful dolls. Like I just want to make all of them really. And actually started making some of them. So I was thinking what I can do is make all of the clothes that they have, definitely, and then even if I end up having just one doll, it will have all the clothes, which is really cool. And I'm thinking to give it to my daughter when she's 3. She's gonna be 3 in the summer, so the idea is to have enough to kind of gift it to her as a gift so she can play with it, because I remember like around that age, well, 3, maybe 4, I don't know, I really like taking clothes off the dolls and putting them back on and off and on. So I think she might enjoy that as well. And I just kind of want to have it. I don't know. I feel like I became obsessed with them. They're just so beautifully done. The author is Louise Crowther, and it's called Knitted Animal Friends, in case it wasn't clear on the video. I found out the Webs has the yarn that's recommended here, and I was gonna buy it, but then it kind of added up quite a lot because I chose like all the animals I want to make. I looked what yarn, like what colors I'll need for them, and it totaled up to quite a bit. And I thought like I wouldn't mind to spend. It was like around $50 US, which is I think like 65 Canadian probably, which I feel like it's kind of a lot for just dolls. I mean, even if they'll be treasured forever or whatever, it just felt like if it was for a sweater, fine, but for dolls, it's a little bit much. Even for a sweater, it's not that cheap, but it's reasonable, I'd say. So then I decided to try to see if I can find something in my stash that would fit. So they all knit on sport weight on 2.75mm needles. And the really cool thing with them is that they all knit flat and then seamed up, and I think that kind of adds some structure to them. So I found this yarn I bought in Lithuania a long time ago, maybe 7 or 8 years. I don't know if you can even see that. So it's by Madame Tricote Paris, Oren Bayan, and it's called Timya, and it's 50% cotton, 50% polyester. It's 100 grams and 410 meters or 449 yards, made in Turkey. And this is how it looks like. So I have 2 of them. I was gonna make a shawl originally, but then when I started making it, was a really lacy shawl, and I realized it's not gonna work. Then I thought to make some kind of like summer top with it, but I never really liked the fabric I would get. It always felt kind of like stiff, and I don't know, I guess it's the acrylic. I don't know what I was thinking back then, but I think for this it would be perfect because it is stiff, so it will hold shape. So I'm holding it double, and so it ends up being not exactly sport weight, more like a DK, I guess, but it's a weird DK because even when you hold the 2 strands together for this yarn, it's still pretty thin, like it's very tightly spun, I think. So anyway, this is the headpiece I need. So this is the nose, this is where the nose would go. So this is the mouse. They're quite big. That's what kind of like makes me think like, oh, maybe I should make them on smaller, like thinner yarn with smaller needles. But then I think for my daughter it will be actually pretty convenient if they are bigger, so that it'll be easier for her to dress and undress them. And also if I make them smaller, that means I have to make the clothes smaller, and the clothes already knit on I think 2mm needles. They're fingering weight. So then I don't know, it'll be really hard to kind of adjust it. So I think I'll just keep it that way, and we'll see how many of them I'll make. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to sew it up and just to see how it turns out, because you know sometimes with dolls, toys, it often happens that like they look really good in the picture, the way the designer knit them, but then when I try to make them, they kind of like all wonky and like I don't know. But she has really good instructions and tips here, so I'm hoping I'll be able to make them look good. So that's the plan. They're knit on 2.75mm needles, I think I said, and yeah, we'll see. So if this works out, then I can knit some of them, the ones that have like the lighter color, with that yarn, if I have enough. And then I'll just kind of see as I go. Maybe I'll buy a little bit of the other yarn, maybe not. The one I really want to make is the fox. She's so pretty. I think it's also the coat. Like it's such a cool coat, although I think it's gonna be a pain to make it because it's all linen stitch. But it's just so cool. And I also thought like you can make the same, like I could make this coat in different colors, and then the fox and her friend, I don't know, somebody else could wear them, and I don't know. The possibilities are endless. It's really pretty. It's really nice book. So I'm very excited about that. And then the last project I'd like to talk about, is a new cast on. It's a pattern called Scarpetta by, let me look at my notes, by, what's her name? Kristen Johnston. So I got this pattern also long time ago. I was gonna knit it with some other yarn, and then I just didn't like it or something. I like the pattern because it has like really interesting collar detail. So it's knit on lace weight with 4mm needles, and it's knit kind of like from here to here. So the body is knit kind of like back and forth. So that's kind of interesting construction too. And what was the other thing? But there are some things about the pattern that like I don't really like. So for example, the sleeves are like they're like they start from here, so it's just like such a weird length. I don't think it's flattering for most people because it's kind of like the thickest part of your arm, and it's like really draws attention to it, like where it starts, sort of like, you know, the regular t-shirts, they're okay because they're like, it kind of like merges in and it doesn't attract the eye there. But here, I don't know, it makes, I feel like it will make any arm look kind of bulky. I don't know. So, and I also don't like that kind of length anyway, like instead of practicality, because it's like it's neither long neither short. So I prefer like a long sleeve because I'm making it out of lace weight yarn, but it's still wool and alpaca, merino and alpaca, so it's still gonna be at least a little bit warm. So I won't be wearing it in the summer, in the height of the summer. So I want to make long sleeves, so I have to adjust for that. And then the other thing is like I'm kind of afraid I might run out of yarn. So instead of like making the whole thing, like knit the sleeves and then go all the way back up and down on the body, I want to make sort of the body shorter and kind of like finish, but instead of like make the up and down here shorter, and then just pick up the stitches all the way around and knit top down from here, just kind of straight, just to make sure I have enough yarn. And even if I don't, I end up using some other yarn, whether I buy it or whatever, it wouldn't be so weird because it's like a different part of the, like I feel like if my yarn ended up somewhere here and then I would get some other yarn to finish here, even if it would fit in terms of weight, but it wouldn't be exactly, it probably wouldn't be exactly the same color because it's stash yarn, so that I'm using right now. So if I bought something new, I don't know if I would find the same. It's pretty old yarn, so then it would look weird. But if I started like here something different, then I think it could kind of like work okay because it's like down. So that's the idea. And the other reason is that I'm using different colors, so I'll explain that in a bit. So let me just show you, I made a gauge swatch. It's super soft. So the yarn is, it's from elan.com, which is, I think, is a Canadian website, and it's called the Peruvian Baby Lace Merino, spun in Peru, exclusively for elan.com. So I think the website still exists. It's like a pretty good website. They usually have all kinds of deals where you can buy like yarn in bulk, sort of. So I think I got it like maybe 10 years ago, maybe 8, something like that. And it's 50% baby alpaca, 50% fine merino, 50 grams, 550 meters, 600 yards. So it's a lot of yardage, but very thin yarn. So I used 2 strands. And I didn't use the 4mm needles. I prefer finer yarn on smaller needles. I prefer that look more. So I needed on 2.5mm, and this is what I got. So I measured it, and I'm kind of like trying to figure out how I'm gonna make it. And I have 2 colors of that. So I have the brown and, well, like, I guess it's brown, cinnamon, whatever that is. And then I have this, but I have less of that and more of this. So what I'm doing for like the part that's gonna go sideways, I'm gonna alternate striping it. But then when I'll do this part here, I wanna hold one of these strands and then one of these strands together. So it will be, I forgot what's marled. So it will be a marl of these 2 down here. I'm hoping it works. We'll see. I'm kind of I'm afraid of two things. I'm afraid of having too much yarn or too little yarn. Well, I guess too much will just be annoying if I'll have some yarn left over, because what am I gonna do with that? It's probably not gonna be enough for anything. I guess I could just hold it one strand with something else, like that. But if I don't have enough, that would really suck. So I started already, but then I'm gonna frog it, because what I didn't like, so the way you do the cuff is you knit and then you fold over and you knit it together to create the cuff. It's a paid pattern, but I don't think that's, like, you can kind of figure that out by pictures and stuff. And I kind of started striping already, but just for a little bit. But what I didn't like, I felt like it was too big, so I think I wanted to be pretty tight here and then kind of loose the rest of the body, but on the rest of the arm. So yeah, so we'll see how that one goes. This is probably gonna be a while because it's in smaller needles, small gauge. So I'm hoping to finish it before the summer, but I don't know. But it's also, I think once you get in the rhythm, like once I figure out what I need to do, it'll be pretty easy. So it'll be something that's easy to pick up here and there when I have a few moments and knit on. So that's good. You can get a lot of progress that way, because it's basically just knitting, just knit stitch. So that's really all for today. I hope it was enjoyable and interesting. I hope you really like the book and you're also gonna go and get it and knit all the toys. I don't know why they're so exciting to me. I did have enough toys when I was a child, I think, but just the idea of like having all the clothes for them. The Arnie and Carlos have also a book about toys, like dolls like that, and I watched them talk about it and I thought, like, well, it's kind of weird because they kind of like, they're dolls, but they like talk about it like it's for them. And I like those dolls too, and I thought they were kind of cool. Those are like supposed to be like as if they were human. And I was planning to make that for my daughter at some point, and my son too, but then that didn't work out. And I think now, I don't know if he's still into that. I'm sure if I give these dolls to my daughter, he'll want them too, so they can play together. But anyway, then when I found these, I like these more, just because I feel like they're more cute because they're animals. But then I was thinking there's tons of clothes for the dolls, the Arnie and Carlos book, for their dolls, but I could probably use them for these dolls as well, because I think they're more or less the same size. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know why this excites me so much. I might just get tired of it and like leave it in the middle, or like just struggle to finish one just have something to give her. But hopefully I'll get far enough so I need the fox and the fox outfit, because that one's really nice. Yeah, so before I start rambling more and more about the book, I'll finish it here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a week or two, probably two. I hope you have a good time wherever you are. I hope you're safe and you have time to do the stuff you enjoy to do. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Bye.